Creepy things happen before the grave.
Good night, everyone. I Will Be Dead Soon, You May Be Too, by Dark Rayvyn. I found it. God help me, I actually found it. I've searched through hostile jungles, waded through mosquito and crocodile-infested swamps, trudged through scorching sands to find the damn thing. I've traveled the world, been to places most people will never even know exist. I've collected many an artifact most believed to either not exist or believed lost. Still, it was never enough. The one thing that always eluded me was that book, bound in the skin of virgins, written in their blood. I found it in Peru, far beneath the ruins of Machu Picchu. The Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. The book is written fully in Old Latin, a nearly dead language. However, in my studies and time abroad, I have become as much a scholar as an explorer. I can translate it, though it isn't easy. I remember the day I found it. How excited I was to have the elusive book in my hands. I was such a fool. This horrible abomination should never be seen by mere mortals. How could I have known the curse of this wretched tome? I am but a woman, and I believe finding it was my destiny. I've searched for 43 years for the Book of the Dead, and now that I've found it, I wish I'd never heard of it. I will not say here what I have read. I would have never even shared the fact that I found it had it not been for the latter portions. It appears that the book was written over time, changing as the seasons. Many hands have laid ink upon these pages, and all of them were obviously tortured souls, for no normal man would write such abominable things. The book, as I explain in the front inside cover, is written in the blood of young virgins. Each individual writer demanded a young girl to complete their portions of the book. The girls never survived. As I read the book, I have counted the death of at least 62 girls, sacrificed solely for their blood and skin to write and bind this damn book. As I understand, they're skinned alive because it makes the blood flow easier. The process is very slow and very painful. You need to hear no more of this, though. What I have brought you today is something else entirely. Throughout the book, there are mentions of important events that had not happened yet in their time, but now have in ours, and some that have yet to come to pass. This book is far older than any of these events and has not been touched for centuries. There is no possible way that the events spoken of in the book were written after the fact. Take this as you will, but I've been doing this all my life, and I can vouch for the authenticity of the writing and its approximate age. Here are just a few of the passages speaking of tragedy. An Eastern dictator who rules his people with fear shall spread upon the land the blood of millions upon millions. Nations will rise and fall. They shall separate themselves one from another and speak in new tongues. A zealous man with a vision will dominate and destroy his people in his bid for power. His destruction will be massive and will reverberate across the lands. A great behemoth made from brittle steel will cross the waters, searching for new life, but it will meet its doom from the silent frozen mass hidden in the mist. Twins will stand tall and strong until enemies from across the land misguidingly give their lives for death and destruction. The oceans shall swell and give birth to a great wave that shall swallow the land and carry many souls into its depths. These all speak of events that have already happened for us. There are many more, from the fall of El Dorado to the burial of Atlantis. It is impossible to believe all of that was written here. I know these things are true, but it feels wrong somehow to see it in print, written long before any of it happened. I could go on for days of the terrifying words printed here, but that isn't why I'm doing this. It's what the book says next that makes me want to prepare you. Here are just a few passages. A giant beast will rise from the depths and destroy everything in its way. Its destruction will be massive. A great black mass will move closer to the world, readying itself to eat all in its path. Lost civilizations will emerge and demand with blood and death that people follow their ways. Nations will burn brightly for years as panic and fear rule them all. Other worlds will descend into the chaos and gather the lost, taking them as sustenance. These are all events that are still to come. The horror isn't caught in my words, I'm afraid, but the details it gives are far too terrible to repeat. Every event mentioned in the Necronomicon has either come to pass or will partially believed to have, like El Dorado and Atlantis, but they have all come true. I fear for our future. I have no idea when or where these events are to take place, but I'm afraid it might be soon. See, the last event was, a nation shall divide under their leader as cultures clash and vie for supremacy. I have no misguided belief that sharing these horrors with you will make any difference, but they might help to prepare you for what comes next. Hold your loved ones dear, live your lives to the fullest, and enjoy and appreciate what precious little time you have left. After finishing this, I'm going to kill myself. I can't go on knowing what I know now. The book, you may wonder, is hidden away so that no one else can ever again read its atrocities. I would not spread this burden to my worst enemy. My God, the things that are written in it, they are far too much to live with. I hope that I have, in some small way, helped by sharing this little amount of knowledge. Goodbye and good luck. May you find favor with God.